up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend and have been enjoying the weekend of anime that have come out. In this episode, we'll be reacting to the 11th episode of the second season of Love Live Nijigasaki. The title of today's episode is The Past, the Future, and Now. So, last episode was focused around Kasumine and was kind of a nice breakaway from all the stress of the festival and getting all of our moving pieces and club members in place. So now we have a full 12 performing members plus our supportive member, our as we call her, the one in charge of putting everything together, the great you, which is we is her, and so on and so forth. So yeah, all the moving parts are now in place, and this episode was focused around Kasumine, just kind of leading everybody around, and also it was meant as a first kind of outing with all of our girls now in place. Now, of course, one of the big parts was Lanzu feeling that she belongs there and that she can ask certain questions, and she just wanted to picture the entire episode, and it was nice that they were able to get that done at the end of the episode. Also with Mia telling her, and everyone else telling her too, that just be you. So with that said, I do want to talk a little bit about, because I'm starting to really get my thoughts together about how I feel about the second season in comparison to the first season. So per Mal, the second season of Nijigasaki is actually doing far better than the first season. The first season was like 7.4. This season's almost an 8. So collectively, the community is at bare minimum giving the show an 8, which I do also believe falls around where my current rating is. Now, oddly enough, I actually preferred the first season a little better. And I know the specific scenes that happened that caused people to lower their ratings considerably. It was the whole Ayumu situation that happened with you, and so a lot of people weren't really feeling that, and that did affect it. But I honestly was fine with it, and I actually really did enjoy the first season. There was a lot hanging on this second season, and while there are some changes that were made that didn't need to be made, the changes that were made, specifically in regards to Lanzu's personality, I think they were done well. Well enough that my score of the show can't be below an 8, because I have enjoyed it. Whether it will be above an 8, probably not. And I'm going to talk more about that when we get to the actual end of the season. So just as a reminder, this is a 13 episode show. So we have 2 more episodes left after this. And remember that right after Nijigasaki's anime ends for the second season, we will be thrusted into Liela's second season with the 4 new members, I think literally 2 weeks after. So we are not done with Love Live this year yet. We have a lot more anime content to come from the franchise. So we're going to go ahead and get this episode started. And before we start, I do just want to talk about ratings real quick. So again, courtesy of Anime Corner, Love Live continues to rank incredibly low. It is 26th place right now as of the most current week ratings, which ended yesterday, which is just under 1% of total votes that are voting for it, 0.91% to be specific. And as I've been saying, we should not be concerned about ratings when it comes to Love Live in these type of forums, because we are kind of a niche community, and obviously more people are watching many of the other heavy hitters like Data Live, Tomodachi, Kaguya, Spy X Family, shows like that, and this show is going to rank low in those type of things. But I remind you, don't let low ratings on these platforms like Anime Corner and Anime Trending let you believe that people are not enjoying the show, because based on the ratings that have come in on Mal, along with how people are responding on Discord and in the Reddit forums, the show is doing very well, and each episode is being received very well also. So with that said, we'll go ahead and start this episode off. Again, title of the episode 11, The Past, the Future, and Now. Let's get this started in 3, 2, 1. Yes, indeed it was. I'm sorry, we did get the song done. 13. There's too many of y'all. Hey! That's right. They have not been an official club, even though they definitely are well over the amount of members. Oh, is that how we're going to expand? Okay. I actually never realized they were not official. Oh, we talk really? So we're gonna compete after all. Yep, in the Love Live, a staple of the franchise. Now, a lot of people were wondering if we were gonna actually compete in that or not. Hmm. And see, and this is what's made Niji different because they've been one of the groups that never really aimed for Love Live. I never realized they weren't an official club to the school. Man, it's news to me. Well done. All right. Well, the Love Live is here. I guess that answers all your questions about if we were going to actually be competing or not like that. All right. Not think about no damn exams. I mean, being that performances have already been allowed to take over the school's PA system and everything, y'all already pretty much official, I would assume. Oh my goodness. I mean, I would assume she would be because she wants to compete for the best. And she's being humble and understanding that she needs more time. Who is this? Who is this Manzu? Yo. I am impressed at her being able to be humble. Mia's just like, yeah, absolutely not. Yep, master. Mia is definitely young. I think she's like the youngest here. I wish I could eat chocolate like that again. I ate too much of it as a kid. I can barely eat anything with chocolate in it now. Yeah. So they're not. Wow. They're not gonna do it. Well, there you go. They're not gonna become an official club, which means they won't be able to compete for Love Live. Wow. The staple of the franchise. But you know, that's fine. Niji has always been about being different, so I'm fine with it. It matches them. I'm just surprised that someone like Lanzu didn't even want to do it, to be honest, because she's so overly competitive from her game personality. It's crazy. I want to see more of Haruka and her group. Man, something really seems on Colin's mind right now. Exactly. Exactly. Oh boy. And does she think she's not? Oh, is this when it's gonna happen? She's not gonna run! So this is how it's. And that's why you're perfect. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Okay, that's how they chose to do it. And that is how she'll become the president because she will just. She's not going to step down. She's going to let her run as student council president. And wait just a minute. Is Cotton thinking of? I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that opinion to myself. She has been, and it's not even just been this day either. What's wrong with her? Oh, I don't like the way she's talking. Oh, that conversation did have to come up. Hey, the Gundam. Oh. That's right. Not as far as the anime is concerned, at least. Hey, took me a moment to rest. These were grades. Listen, that's me. You still failed though, bro. Y'all suck. We gotta work on this. We gotta work on this. Oh man, y'all gotta work on these grades now. Yeah, y'all weren't ready to go official just yet. Oh, first live. Oh, now we have to get back to our focus there. Oh man, there's a lot to unpack this episode actually. This was a really good episode, guys, and I mean that. This was a good episode. It was a great episode. All right, let's unpack there. Forgive me for being out of order with everything. So, obviously, at the forefront of this episode is the decision not to compete in the national competition Love Live. And now this is the nail in the coffin to all of those that were wondering if Niji was going to continue being the difference and not actually competing for the national competition that all Love Live groups in this franchise, and not just within the Nijigasaki world, but in the Aqua world, the Muse world, the Liela world, that every Love Live group ultimately aims for. This was also the one thing that the community has continued to kind of like being the difference, because we had multiple changes with Nijigasaki's anime when it came out and when their group came out. A school that wasn't closing down immediately after the show started due to financial reasons or attendance reasons. And two, a group that actually was aiming for other aspirations other than the national competition Love Live. So I did not realize that the Nijigasaki Idol Club is not officially registered as a club in the school. So they still get budget, but I guess it's a difference between a non-official club and an official club. I didn't know you could, in a school like this, I didn't know you could be a club and just not be official, especially since they get their own name placard and everything on their club room. So, but in order to compete in the national competition for school idols, you have to be part of an official school club that the school recognizes as official. Now, I'm sure that if you just ask someone on the street if they're an official club, they're going to be like, yeah, they're an official club. But they're not. And the 13 girls collectively reached a decision that at this time, their aspiration and goals is not Love Live. And I think for Niji, that is a perfect decision. I am fully behind Nijigasaki's Idol Club not being competitors in Love Live. Not only is it different for the franchise that this group will not compete in the national competition we've all come to know and love and hate, depending on what disappointment or frustrations or setbacks happen, but it fits in the mold of Niji as an individualistic group that also has collective goals. And this is one thing I've continued to love. Out of the 4 groups, Niji definitely is the most unique with their approach to how they do their idol activities. They can collectively work together, they can be in their subunits, and they can be by themselves. And unlike all the other groups, even including Layla, where they really, yes, they can be separate, but it works better when they're all meshed together. With Niji, you can pull just one girl out and just have a phenomenal concert, and their personalities just are wonderful. Every personality in all the girls that we have across this franchise, across the Love Live franchise, is wonderful. But Niji is really special in the essence that this has been their aim from day one, to be individual and great together, and even when separate. And I'm happy with this decision. I'm very happy with this decision not to compete in Love Live. Will it backfire them not being an official club? Who knows, but we'll see. The other thing is now we have our answer to how Shiodiko is going to take over as president. And that's big news and definitely a change up from the grand competition that happened. So inevitably, I knew that she was going to be taking over as president. She gives across that essence, that environment, that feeling of just absolute responsibility amongst all else. And even though she is now officially a part of the Nijigasaki Idol Club, she still wants to work in a supporting role, not just for the girls in this club, but for all the girls scattered across the entire school and the school itself. And obviously, the best place for her to do that is as a student council president. Could Setsuna have continued to run as president and been able to, and probably would have won presidency again? Absolutely, and I'm sure Shiodiko knew that, especially with how the direction of this story has gone. But obviously, everyone is starting to think about where they want to be in a week, a month, in a year. They're starting to think about that future, their future aspirations. In Setsuna's case, she wants to be a school idol for the rest of her time, and she wants that to be her sole focus and love. And so she is going to step down. And I think that is a wonderful way and a natural way that they chose to do that without bringing it, because it was too late for them to bring in a sudden competition between Setsuna and Shiodiko. Now it's just too late because they already had changed the story completely up from the game and how that happened. The only difference being that Shiodiko already had direct interaction with the student council, so obviously her running for president now will be relatively well received, and it won't seem like it was just something that abruptly happened overnight. And it seems Setsuna was very happy to see that Shiodiko was going to run for the presidency, which we all know she's going to get it. So I'm very happy how they did that. Obviously, all the girls are starting to really think about their futures, but no one was thinking more than Cotton. And this is something that we have kind of skated around the last 2 seasons, and now is a prevalent thing, because this is the anime that our third years won't be here for much longer. And that was another thing that fed into their decision to not want to compete for Love Live. As we all know, we have seen the absolute heartbreak and distress of what competing for Love Live can bring. I will not go back into the days of Muse when, Honaka was, being an ass for a little bit of a stretch there because of frustration. And we've seen across all the groups that have competed the disappointment and and how it almost broke their clubs up. In this way, the Nijigasaki High School Idol Club can continue doing the things that they love and not have to worry about things that may break them apart. They care more about their individual competitions and their fans than they do about a national competition. And again, I keep going back to the fact of their decision to not participate. I think that this is one of the best decisions that's been made in this franchise for a group just outright to say, no, we're not going to do it. So I'm very happy, and I'm very happy with how everything was handled with Kaden and the fact that she was starting to really feel the weight of the fact that change happens and ultimately we get older and move forward, and obviously they will not be high schoolers and they won't be school idols anymore, once they're out of there. So we definitely needed to get to this point. I'm very happy with all the little things that happened in this episode too, all the different personalities shining, and I know I'm missing some things here. There was a lot that happened and transpired in this 23 minutes and 40 seconds episode, so I'm just hitting the big points. And my overall opinion on all of the big points and the small points is this was a really well put together episode, a very well put together episode. I really enjoyed it. I think that they storyboarded this episode very well compared to other episodes. This might have been one of the best from the stance of just trying to tell the story of the struggles that they were going through up to this point, especially in this season. So I'm very happy with what we were given this episode. And now that everything's set in motion, we now know that they are going to do their official first full solo live as a group, because they performed, but they have performed either as subunits, as individuals, or as part of a bigger festival. Now they are performing for themselves and for their dreams and their fans. And so we will get their official first live to inevitably wrap up this second season of Nijigasaki. So I am very happy with the decisions that have been made. I know that there's a couple of my idol friends that are not happy with how they decided to go about this second season. Primarily, they didn't want there to be aggressive changes to Lanzu. They didn't want there to be changes to Shiodiko. They didn't want there to be many changes to the anime from the game. But as I tell everyone, there's always changes from the anime to the game. There's no Love Live anime that follows the game at all. So no surprises there. And in this case, they had to make a decision to make a story that would have the highest possibility of bringing the biggest amount of fans in. If you keep with the aggressiveness of Lanzu in the game, in some cases, even if you keep with the aggressiveness of Shiodiko, even though I didn't think they needed to change her, in my personal opinion, but if you keep with certain aggressions, especially when it came to Lanzu, you will alienate an entire section of the fan base out, and they won't watch it. And that was really a situation where a lot of people was like, if Lanzu acted the way she does in the game, they were not going to watch this season. So I think that the decision to make the changes that they made worked. They worked very well. Also, that's another thing I want to bring up. When Lanzu was talking about acknowledging that she is not where she feels she needs to be able to compete on a stage with the rest of these girls. She's humble in this anime, and it's crazy to me. In the game, she's not humble. She's just, I'm the greatest, I'm the best, I'm the queen, and y'all are just peasants below me. Even after she joins, she still declares herself supreme leader, supreme, this and that and everything. All the words that basically make her seem like, if there's a president, then there's me. I'm above the president. I'm above this and that. And that's why even in the game, after her arc, after she apologized and she turned a new leaf, I still haven't really felt her in the game. So I'm very happy to say that the anime has done a tremendous job on making me like her presence on screen, like what she brings, and I think that she complements the club very well in the anime. So all in all, I said at the start, the show's sitting at an 8. I don't know. This episode might have given it a half point up. We'll see, though. We'll see how the last 2 episodes play out, and then I'll definitely have my final decision for y'all at the end of the season. So with that said, thanks a lot for joining me for this reaction. Again, the next episode title will be the 12th episode is Cheer. Remember, we have 13 episodes, so we do have one more episode after next week. So I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction and enjoyed the episode. If you did, consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And if you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction goes live, hit the bell icon. I also want to take this time to thank the 40 subscribers who have subscribed during the spring season. 40 was my goal, was to achieve 40 subscribers. And I did achieve that officially yesterday. So if you've only watched my videos for a minute or you've watched the entire video, I am so greatly appreciative for you supporting my channel. Again, I just do this because I love to talk about anime, and I don't really have the personal in real life circle to talk about shows in this way. So that's all I use this YouTube platform for. If you like my content, you do. If you don't, you don't. But for the 40 of you that have taken the time to subscribe, thank you so very much, and I hope you'll continue to support the channel. So with that said, I'll catch you guys next week for another episode of Love Live Nijigasaki, the second season. Until then, catch you later.